So the SHINE program is based in cognitive behavioral therapy. So the main goal of cognitive behavioral therapy is to give people the power of choice. So it basically gives girls strategies to teach them how to cope in stressful situations and understand that they're not helpless, that they actually do have choices to make. So even though they might feel like a victim of their circumstance, they actually have decisions they can make to reduce their stress, reduce their unsafe situation, and to remove themselves from harm. So even with the way they think towards themselves, we have strategies for valuing yourself and for self-love and self-care. Then we also have strategies for relationships where there might be bullying or abuse or just negativity. So actually showing them that you don't have to accept that, you actually have a choice. And here's ways that you can choose differently and encouraging them to make different choices. So it's actually giving the individual the power to change their situation. So when positive things do happen, they're not just saying, oh, those people helped me, but they're saying, I helped myself. So it's teaching a man to fish rather than just giving him a fish. Giving them new ways of thinking, new thought patterns, as I said, and new strategies for making decisions. And then they have to proactively start pursuing different avenues, different solutions, and think more in their problem-solving part of their brain rather than just constantly feeling like life is happening to them and they have no control over it. So one woman was really upset because she felt like her marriage wasn't going well. She felt like her husband had no interest in her. Her child had autism, and he was quite active, and she felt like a bad mother because it was difficult to monitor his behavior. And she felt lonely because obviously that kept her very consumed, and she didn't have much time for friends. So for several weeks, every week she would just come and she would just sort of talk about her problem. And finally, that wasn't helping her move forward because even though we were happy to listen, that wasn't actually helping her problem. Just listening to her constantly talk about the problem. So we actually asked her, what are you going to do about your situation? And she actually had never realized that she could do something. We said, well, you have choices to make. You don't have to live like this. What are you going to do? And so we gave her some pathways as far as like putting her child in a school that could help him start to have coping mechanisms and help him deal with his learning disabilities and his behavioral problems. And then because he was in school, she was able to have more time for herself, and she started to reach out to friends and actually feel happier because she was being a friend, and so friends wanted to be in her world. And then last but not least, because she was happier and feeling more fulfilled, her husband actually felt more attracted to her because she was kinder to him, because she wasn't as angry and stressed out. Because when you're really angry and closed off, you definitely aren't open to relationships, and people don't want to necessarily approach you because you might be angry or upset or closed off. So once she was happier, her husband really warmed up and was like, you just seem so much happier, you seem more like the woman I married, and their marriage improved. So it was just really cool to see that we didn't do that, she actually did that. She made the positive change in her own life, but we just encouraged her to look at the why behind the what and to problem solve. So